Hi, hello, Alexandrian Codex, Kentucky Route Zero, Act 5. Has no title. Act 5, Scene 1. 8 Town. So, with the colors, we've seen a lot of yellows, a lot of blues, and we're seeing a lot of that now, but we're getting some red, we're getting some green. The color palette used in this game is, wow. It's really understated, but obviously quite beautiful. Oh. Horses are dead. Just give me a minute. How did all of this fit in that trunk? It's so bright. I almost forgot about daylight. I think it rained. Rained a lot, I mean. Worms are gonna be out for sure. Who the hell is Clara? Is the cat Clara? Wait, why are we down to 4 people? Why does it do this? It's just so confusing. Okay, have you ever heard a worm sing? Then we sing if they trust you without reservation. The worm song is completely unique. Where's 5 Dogwood Drive? I have no idea. Maybe we should split up? It's a nice morning for a walk. A little bit muddy. I'm the cat. Okay. Sure, yeah, I'm the cat. Whatever. Alright, there's you two. I'm like... Junebug and Johnny strain to hear the noises coming from the well. It's like 2 people talking, but not to each other. Talking to themselves, maybe? They're both alone. You think the truck's okay down there? It's lost, but they don't seem to mind. I love you robot people. I can meow into the hole. Okay, alright. Ah. Would still fly? Oh yeah, she just got banged up a little in the storm. I'll have her up and running again by this afternoon, I'm sure. Can I fly it? No. Well, how's your upper body strength? It's good. Real good. This little girl is operated by pulleys. I mean, 100% mechanical. Well, except for the throttle. I can do that. I admire your confidence, young man. Yep. Just a little bent metal. We're skyworthy again in a matter of hours. Wow. I've been doing this a long time, kiddo. I'm a cat. Okay, yeah, sure. Why not? Why not? At first, they only observed the truck from a distance. It was an alien carcass. Something that made more sense in death than in life. The company had dropped it off in the middle of the day, when everyone was at the plant. They let it sit overnight, alone and strange. Nikki thought it was ridiculous, but Ron approved. To Elmo, the truck was simply beautiful. Town didn't produce much garbage anyway, she said. Who would drive it? And where? The only road in town was the old airstrip. Everybody had to agree that this money and attention that would have been better spent addressing the town's drainage problems. Maybe finally get started on that damn messianic ditch. Still, they had a few things to dispose of. Broken flower pots, empty glass bottles, clothes that didn't fit anymore. They gradually fell into a habit of collecting waste and carrying it into the truck. Once a month, some shadows would come in from the night woods and haul the garbage away on a cart. Okay, sure, yeah, that's how a garbage truck works. Well, it's not weird at all, it's just totally normal. This cat is adorable. I gotta give big ups to whoever animated this cat. Look at this. Look at how beautiful this is. This is gorgeous animation. That's so good. This is very pretty. Paints and chalk in a small bag. Diary in a large bag. Stuffed dog in a small bag. Photograph of Chris in a large bag. No, small bag. Sandra couldn't decide. Should she keep the photo of her husband, or should Alex keep the photo of her father? His father. She wrapped the diary in a towel before stuffing it into her bag. Feeling slightly silly doing it. Fraser had been on a tear collecting all written material as community property lately. She was sure he couldn't possibly have meant even a personal diary, but was she sure? She set everything down, closed her eyes, massaged her temples, and wondered, not for the first time, how Fraser had consolidated so much invisible power so quickly. How had he done it? Had he in fact done anything at all to claim this incredible lattice of influence? Or had they simply, blindly, given it to him? Wanda snores softly. I guess I can't wake her up with the cute cat sounds. These are great cat sounds. It'll rain anymore? Nah. I don't see any clouds. Hell, it'll probably rain anyhow. Just our luck. Oh, really? He thinks it's gonna rain again tomorrow. That's not what I said. Nah. I don't know, man. Animals have a sense for the weather. A croak reverberates inside the smoker. A frog slips out into the grass, too quick to see. Hello? Okay, or not hello. Hello? Who's this here? All I can read is better days. Hey, Blue's still around. They're putting their better days to rest here? I wonder whose better days we're talking about anyway. You disapprove? Am I being too morbid? No, you understand me. Animals too fear death. Alright, Clara. You're a little fixated. The seer reclined in a high tree, carving fine details into a small wooden pipe. She loved this spot. The height, the distance. She was always at a distance, watching everyone work. From this height, she could see the earth mover shaping mounds under the draftsman's supervision. She could see him inspecting his plan, the drawing he'd made from her game, the map. Shouldn't have happened. We should have prepared better. Well, Blue's over here now? All of us. Most of all, the damn company who built this place. Left it only half built when they pulled out of town. Damn shame. And now you'll return to Chicago? Oh, Maya! Maya! Okay, yeah, I know who Maya is. Oh no, I'm heading to Ohio next. They have a few great burial mounds I want to revisit. This is kind of a research trip for me. I'm an artist. I make stuff like this. With what materials? Oh, for the really big ones, I build a frame out of wood and basically bury it. Why'd they build this dirt spiral? Most of these ancient earthworks are thought to be burial mounds, but this one definitely isn't. To be honest, I don't know what it was for. People move around as I as I move the camera. Like, she's not asleep here anymore. People aren't over here. She was talking to someone before. And now they're gone. Huh. Is it getting later in the day? Is it turning into night? I've been wasting all day by just running around. Hi, Slow-Mo Crow. Elmo gave Rita a tour of the cameras and the wiring. She'd just been through a certificate program on public broadcasting at the community college, so no surprises there. Nikki showed her the video databank, James demonstrated the sand and image processor, and then Ron came barreling in with an urgent expression. Rita had entered the public broadcasting program at Fishtrap Lake Community and Technical College with a vague desire to be a newscaster. One of her instructors got excited about pirate television and followed her threads through TV and activist communities until she found herself here, somehow volunteering at WEVP-TV. It wasn't quite the radical guerrilla television crew she dreamed of joining. This group seemed more interested in sharing the town's home movies than culture, jamming, and interfering with corporate stations, but she liked that it focused on local concerns. Ron's news was clearly bad news. Rita's heart sank a little as they listened. She knew things were unraveling, knew from experience what that looked like. Wouldn't it be nice to arrive at the beginning of something for once? But as she listened to Ron's detail, the power company's sudden withdrawal from town affairs, she heard other possibilities. studied their faces and found concern, for sure, but also something like relief, hope, and an awakening of play. Nikki found she looked like she might have been daydreaming. These were people, Rita decided, ready to step out of the company's shadow and build something of their own. Ron said the TV station could still be funded by court order. Could that be their anchor? Six or seven men stood in the sun about a dozen yards from the ditch. He could hear them laughing. He tried not to hear them. Instead, he listened to the shovel punching through the dirt as he shaped the trench. It was wet dirt. Mud, really. Made a hungry sound as he shaped the trench walls. One man was louder than the rest. He had a nervous laugh that sucked up all the air around him. The out-of-towner struck his shovel into the dirt and squeezed the bridge of his nose. He sneezed, took a swig from his thermos. The laughter quieted into greedy chuckles. He could feel the men approaching. Okay. That's disturbing. That seemed a lot like a firing squad. Waffles for any weather. Wow, she's a deep sleeper. Yeah, listen to that. Blue is just the center of attention for so many of these scenes. Are those parrots? Making me a bit sleepy. Oh yeah, the rhythm of her breathing. It's nice. It's hypnotic. Shannon breathes in deeply and breathes out slowly. Shannon breathes in deeply, slowly. Blue farts. Oh well. Ah, so relaxing. Yo, what's up with these parrots, though? Also, look at this. This is so much older than everything else here. Jorge scanned the shelf. He quickly found the book he was looking for. There were only a few dozen left, more shelves and books now. The result of an experiment called the New Selection. Privately, he called it the Purge. But only privately. In small groups of reliable complainers, the unspoken rule was to hold back criticism for as long as possible. Experiments needed time to unfold naturally, without the interference of doubt. Jorge would have preferred to complain more freely. Even the scheduled feedback circle sessions had been losing their teeth lately, he thought, a trend that coincided with Frazier's increasingly central role in the community. Frazier proposed and executed experiments just like any other community member. But his experiments had a scorched earth quality. They were all destructive. He moved from one area of community life to the next in search of excess to cut back. Lately, he tuned his sight to the library. The New Selection meant decimating their store of books according to Frazier's own inscrutable criteria. Now we are guaranteed something vital every time we take a book from the shelves. No more time lost to printed chaff. Frazier's colorless voice echoed in Jorge's mind. He felt like spitting. Instead, he tucked the book under his arm and set off for the woods. Oh, hi, kitty. Where'd you come from, huh? Follow bird up here? These folks, the one who built this thing, they chase birds too. Really? That's what they wrote. They followed some migrating birds up here from Central America. Wow. Somewhere up to Florida? And then here. Skeptical meow. Me too, cat. Well, that's what they wrote anyway. I guess it might have been a metaphor? They must have been pretty nice pigs if they let you ride them like that. He was a perfect gentleman. You're lucky. That was only the beginning. Later, I had to cross the desert of broken glass. My shoes were ruined almost immediately. Wow, did you cut your feet at all? I stepped carefully around the sharp bits, but the sharp bits were everywhere. The desert was every different color all at once. I was overwhelmed. In a rapturous trance, I glided to the far end of the desert, where I continued my journey. Did I tell you I discovered the place where all the garbage goes? You mean the dump? Oh no, it's much more exciting than that. What they do is they take some water out of the ocean and replace it with garbage. Someday, the ocean will be nothing but garbage. The fish will learn to breathe garbage, and we'll learn to drink it. I gotta ride in a big truck and a tugboat. And we both had quite an adventure. Well, maybe I'll see you at the museum sometime. Maybe. Someday. Everything's gonna be trash, and we'll live in that trash, and we'll breathe the trash. Oh, okay, kid. What are you pumping, man? Oh, you're tightening something? Oh, you're dragging the horse. Wow, this is dark, but also kind of fascinating in a way. If I stayed here long enough, I could probably wait until he dragged the horse all the way here, but I'm not quite to that point. So not too sad. No, I think it should be happy. Right. It's remembrance. Right. Like a monument. Totally. So they should be represented with dignity and respect, of course. Of course. But not to the point where it makes everybody feel like they should have been serious while they're standing on it? Does that make any sense? No, yeah, it definitely does. I think I have an idea. Great. I'll just dig in. Thanks, Marianne. Happy to help. This is such a weird game. I have very little context for what's going on. It really loves to leave chunks in between acts. Like, what happened? I don't fucking know. And you may never find out. Hey, Mo. Yes, soon the day of the humans will end, and it will be our time, the time of the cat and crow. Soon, comrade. Yes, soon we will end the monkeys, but not today. I got nothing. How long does this go on for? Okay, that long. That long is how it goes on for. Interesting. Something in the bush stirs. Inquisitive meow. No response. Oh, didn't realize I'd be playing Cat Simulator today, but this is quite charming. I have absolutely no direction right now. I love how the game fucks with you. It starts you out with the journal and clear directions, like, oh, go here, do this, and like, oh, you can check your journal later for updates and what you're supposed to do. Like, oh, okay, it's a point-and-click adventure game, and it starts out very, very in line with the genre. And then by Act 2, it's like, hey, you're just sitting in a theater watching some people put on a play. I don't know, and then Act 3 kind of brings it in a little bit, but not really, and things get weirder and weirder, and then Act 4 it has nothing to do with it, and this is apparently Act 5, which is totally divorced from the mechanics of the first and third acts. I like it. I'm very confused by it. What kind of fish are those? They're goldfish. They eat algae and mosquito eggs. They're very useful. I'm surprised they survived the storm, actually. Some weren't so lucky, and now I'm writing this poem. Come by this evening and you can hear it yourself. Come on, lady, you shouldn't be offloading on Ezra how devastating it was. This is a kid. You don't have to be like, so many people died, Ezra. The horses are gone. It's so sad. You know, compartmentalize. Yeah, man. Okay. I'm not surprised he only got this far. That would be fucking hard work. Okay. I'm so... Oh. I'm so confused. So, what's his name, our protagonist, seems to be gone. Oh, the mailbox says 5 Dogwood Drive. Is there a doormat? Sometimes the key is under a doormat. Oh, what am I saying? It's strange to say, but I feel like I've been here before. Anyone else? Oh, it just showed up. This house. When? Sometime last night, I guess. I never noticed it before. Feels warmer in here somehow, right? Warmer and brighter. It's actually quite spacious. Bigger than it looks. Nice. Yeah, real nice. Oh, damn it, I picked Ezra. I try so hard not to pick Ezra because I don't know him and I don't know where he came from and he bugs the hell out of me. I'm so disturbed. The light in here is pretty great, actually. That's a good space to read a book. There's so much room, though, we could set up a whole studio. And at night we could look at the stars. I could set up a new workshop here. Maybe work on that, big video synthesizer thing. Fix that up. I'd love to perform at a place like this at sunset. There's so much stuff just spread all over the place from the storm. Maybe we could put all the stuff here, like, on display, like a museum or a memorial? So whoever lives here next will know who came before. Think more people will come after all these people leave? I guess we'll be the first. We saved what we could. Hey cat, I'll race you. From here to the something, I don't know. I'm just running. This pile of mail? I think I won, Ezra. Pretty bad at this. Okay, I gotta wait for him. From here to the pile of mail, okay? Let's do it, kid. I'm standing here. This is the starting line. I'm standing here. I'm behind you. Okay. Ready? It's set. Go! Fuck. I was reading, Ezra! This isn't fair! Alright, yeah, fine. You beat a cat. But you're pretty fast, I'll get you next time. Oh, I won. Okay. That's right, punk. Even though you got a head start, because you were the one who said go. It was fixed from the start. Rita tore up weeds. Elmo stood next to her with a bucket. She passed him the uprooted weeds and he stuffed them into the bucket. They worked this way for a few hours. Dark clouds drifted slowly closer, but they wouldn't arrive until evening. Rita and Elmo left to get some tea. The bucket of weeds sat warming in the sun. Dandelions wilted. Clover dried. Some wayward insects continued to eat. When Rita and Elmo returned, they assumed the same roles and continued working. The garden was coming along as well as they could hope, given months of neglect. When the plant shut down, the company abruptly pulled out of the area and took a large part of the town's population with it. That included the Carver family, who had tended this garden, the largest and most productive in town, for years. Rita and Elmo worked until it started to rain. The rain washed their sweat into the dirt. Till finally it just gave way. But you did good work. It's not your fault. They didn't let you finish is all. If they let you finish... Ah, forget about it. This place would be dry as a bone. You always did good work. Wow. It's a memorial. Hello? Oh, hi, kitty. Yeah, it's a beautiful day. I guess the weather was pretty bad last night, though. You're a chatty one, aren't you? Sure, whatever you say. Wow. Alright, well, take it easy. Okay. Look at this place. The library. What a mess. I feel like I should give you a tour, but let's skip to the good part. Any questions? Was it for the people or the animals? People, at first. A group of utopian social experimenters. They kept their books here. I think was kind of the heart of their community. I like that kind of history, the lived-in details. That's how you know people have always been people. Always made choices, and that nothing was inevitable. You fit right in here. Yeah, sure, it's a mess right now, but there's some residual energy from those fearless experimenters that I don't think will ever dissipate. I could stay here. Junebug and Johnny walk up. I heard them coming. What's good, little dude? We were talking about history. Are you in the band? What do you think, kid? We got room for a drummer. I'm great at drums. I know where all the buttons are. Ron dug a grave. Hey, this book's in pretty good shape. The City of Ladies. Interesting. No, I've never read it either. Good question. Well, let's take a look. Here we go. Minerva, Circe, Sappho. And some ladies from the Bible. I think they all get together and build a city. Sounds nice. I'll get us a bus ticket, huh? These birds are killing me. I love the bird chatter. Oh, hadn't noticed this bell. No, they're watching a boat again. God damn it, Choppy seized it. Hey, Captain. Aye, Captain, let's reinforce the sails. Oh, thank God, that was all of it. I'm so uninvested in Ezra. Clyde, laying his back on the runway, hands folded behind his head, halfway between dreams and the afternoon sun. He entertained the momentary delusion that he'd survived a plane crash, and was vaguely unhappy when the dream faded. Coming into land, he slammed into a truck. The driver probably thought the runway was another road. Roads were full of trucks coming and going, these days filling the town with strangers ever since. We couldn't remember any more of the dream. It was fading quickly and irretrievably. That uniquely frustrating death of past dreams. All the state said was they wanted to knock down some trees. Many trees, and build a road tying this small town to the larger web of streets and highways that entombed the rest of the country. Clyde and his inner circle of stunt pilots, turned mail carriers, knew that a road would be the end of their secluded paradise. $6 feet? That's a standard. Standard for people anyway, but 6 feet's rule for a person, and let's say the average person is 5'9". Neighbors were about 15 hands, so that's pretty close. Well, at least I'm putting the math in. If this were still company property, they'd be off to a landfill. Old sons of bitches. Those greedy sons of bitches had finished the drainage ditch when they were supposed to. I ought to hike through the woods and give them a piece of my mind. Oh, there's a cave here? Dude. Cool. The seer huddled in the small cave. The deer hunters ran by, shielding their eyes from the torrential rain. It must have looked like she was taking shelter, but she was waiting for the water to rise up and envelop her. The water was warm. It rose above her knees, reminding her of the womb. She closed her eyes. She wondered where the diver was now. If he had found the end of the route, was he on his way back? Or had he been lost underground? Either way, it was too late. She thought back to the first flood, long before her birth, a flood she had seen only in dice rolls. She stayed there for a while, and opened her eyes again. Now the water was crossing her heart. She took the game pieces from her bag and released them gently into the flood. Ooh, 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 ooh. Robots. Ah, damn, there he goes. Can we go in after him? In the bushes? Yeah. After the raccoon. Yeah? No. But it's probably full of thorns. Yeah, but raccoon. It's not happening. Okay. Okay. Oh, don't pout. Tell you what, if that raccoon comes back into town, we'll leave some food out for him. Yes, ma'am. Hey! Hey, don't run in the graveyard. Why not? It's... People are trying to rest. Agreed. So we have the vague sense of the passage of time, but I like how ambiguous it is, and kind of floaty. It feels like time is passing, but it feels like no time has passed at all at the same time. It really feels like those long summer days. It's very well captured that feeling. Because the color scheme keeps Big Bird going blue and yellow, and that feels like the passage of time too, right? Like this is more yellow, over here was a bit more blue. And that conveys time passing, days passing, but it's not doing it so opaquely that I'm sure that it's happening. It just feels like it's happening. Oh. Rita never got as many bands to come up here as she would have liked, I think, but it was always a blast. How does anybody find this place without roads coming in? Oh, they come in through the well from the river like you did, if they can find it. The hardest thing about keeping an artistic community alive, just getting people to show up. Well, look at this. Emily pulls a videotape out of the rubble. Home movies? It could be. Showed a lot of them on the station. Emily pulls out a broken projector out of the rubble. I saw a lot of dubious weather reports on this thing. They're all dubious. Nobody knows the weather. Very little I can salvage here. I mean, it wouldn't mean anything anyway. It's kind of a package deal. You need the tapes and the station and the people. If one part is missing, the whole thing falls apart. Where are you flying to? Flying. I'm just checking to see if everything's working okay. You could fly her somewhere if you wanted to, though, right? Of course. So why don't you? Here we go. Keep your distance now. Oh, he's actually taking off. Not if I have anything to say about it. Alright, yeah, just endanger this cat. Gonna fly right into that male. He's not taking off, he's just going down the runway. Clyde and Cass sit cross-legged in the shade of a light aircraft. Cass shuffling cards and Clyde absent-mindedly flipping through a stack of unopened letters. Demand for aerial stunts having faded almost completely, and many of their company having died or aged out of the profession, Clyde and Cass found the remaining pilots a steady flow of contract work delivering mail to remote rural areas, but this place was abandoned. Cass's cards predicted they'd be here for quite a while. Ooh. There's a meow there. No. Seen it. I seen the meow button. Something brown scurries up the side of the tree. A squirrel? Too fast to tell. She watched him. He walked deliberately, his eyes closed. He was already remembering the path. This was the path the seer had found in her scrying game. A series of private dice rolls and inscrutable diagrams. At the end of the road, she'd seen a safe, quiet place. Caverns of leathery black birds, a lake of eyeless fish, a towering flame. Now the diver walked the mounds, memorizing the route. He was almost ready. Even lived in there for a bit. No way. Yeah, too drafty. I moved out one winter and never looked back. It's cold? Sure, when the sun is down. Nice old church, though. Really nice. Make a nice workshop. There you go. "3A. Lay paper flat. 3B. Bring bottom left corner up to top right corner. 3C. Crease with firm steady pressure along diagonal fold." Nikki applied only gentle pressure. Looser flowers felt more alive. She rolled her wrists. It was the 6th hour of her assigned company store shift, and she'd made dozens of flowers. Ron had bought a bouquet and cleaned out their stock that afternoon. 11. Repeat steps 4A through 7 for each petal, taking care not to rip the filaments from step 9. The company store used to have a dedicated staff until the civic responsibility plan a few years back. Now everyone took 1 or 2 shifts a week on a mandatory volunteer basis. Oh, that's sick. That's horrible. That's awful. Yes, buy everything you need at the company store. Get paid for working at the company store. No. Everybody will volunteer to keep the place running. Mandatorily. Okay, yeah. A commotion outside caught Nikki's attention. Men yelling. Blows landing. She put down her work and stepped out just in time to see the crowd disperse. I love this time cat that we're playing as. Being able to see all these different layers of history in this place happening all at the same time. Or that, it's the company store. Oh, sure. I worked for in a mine for a bit. Yeah? Sell little paper flowers down there? Not even real flowers? Why bother? Real flowers grow wild. I once led a demonstration march right down this main strip here, back in the old day. Of course, we had no formal union. We watched everyone. Yeah, the cops on their side. In the end, we extracted a few minor concessions, and the company pulled out of town before any real bloodshed could get underway, mostly. We ought to just set the place on fire. I like to see that. I think we could take out the tables, knock down a couple of walls. This place would make a great concert venue. It's interesting how what different stories people are telling about the place, even though they're seeing the exact same thing. We've gone back to the same objects multiple times. People who have lived in this space see things as having being what they were. Right? This is the company store, even though it's not the company store anymore. It's a cafe, but he still sees it as the company store, whereas the newcomer sees it as a venue. Of course, all the new people are just seeing these places as being full of possibility of things they've already had or of things that they've wanted or longed for. And yeah, it's not the most subtle commentary, but it's pretty subtle. Honestly, it's a subtle thing that the artists are exploring here in interpreting a space and living in a space and the history of a place and the culture of a place and how vague and fluid and subjective it is. Oh. Okay, I thought that's what the bell was for, but you never know. So, God, who was our protagonist? Connor? I feel like it started with a C. I'm so bad with names, in real life and in games. Our protagonist is Conway. Conway was his name, I think? He's gone. He's probably with the truck down there, but we also, in the last chapter, were told he had until the morning. And, well, it's definitely the next day, so he may be working in Hard Times Whiskey Factory. Hey, all, thanks for sticking around for this. I know we got a lot of places to, well, if anybody needs somewhere to go, be sure to speak up, okay? I think Ron's heading through the woods tonight, back to the road if you want a caravan. You staying in? Yeah, sure, I'll stay. I think we can build something here again. Place has good bones. Right now, though, we've got some friends to bury. The neighbors. Nikki has a poem. I have a song. If anybody wants to say anything, though, I'll go first. The neighbors were kind, gentle, beautiful horses. I used to go on walks with the silver one out in the woods by... Why didn't anybody ever give him names? Silver one. Well, I guess he was gray, but his coat looked like silver in the light. I always called him that in my head. The other one's the other one. And I love those horses, but you'd never know it if you heard me talk about them like that. So I'm sorry, Silver One and Other One. Sorry I didn't have better names for you. You deserve better names. Oh, so sorry I'm so bad at this. Anybody else have anything to say? I have something to say. Just want to say these horses used to crap on my floors. It never bothered me too much. I never mentioned it to anyone. I didn't want to make a thing out of it, but if we're clearing the air, well, that happened. It's okay. I mean, recently too, I was cleaning up horse crap just a couple days ago. But I'm saying it was okay. I would have been okay if any of you wanted to crap on my floors. I just want to say that. I would have cleaned up after any of you. If you crapped on my floor. Thanks, Ron. We didn't give them names because their names weren't ours to give. The horses were here before us, you know? They came with the people from Central America. You know, the Utopians, the People of Nothing. And People of Nothing arrived by horseback in October. The first experiment was to free the horses. That was generations ago, people and horses. I don't know when people started calling them the neighbors. We should have called them the people, I think. They were the only consistent residents of this place for over 100 years. Now they're all gone. Who are the people now? Okay, guess we better move on. Nikki, you ready? Thanks for sticking around. Like Emily said, it's so good to have all you here for this. I think the neighbors would have liked this. All of us gathered here. They like to be around people. Maya, you and our other visitors might not know much about the out-of-towner. He came here to work for the company, to dig a ditch. The company worked him good and hard, for less than he was worth. Wasn't enough. They had to use him up completely. After that, we became ungovernable. And first out of shame, then grief, and anger. This is a poem for the neighbors, but it's also for the town. Yeah. We're gonna bury this town today. When we bury these horses, it's the same thing. We're gonna bury these horses, and what do you think will happen next? We'll all walk out in the woods and leave this place empty? No. I guess some of us might stay and build again. That's alright. Gonna be me, but to try is your birthright. If you do stay, you'll be building on top of a grave. I guess that's true anywhere. The world is built on top of graves. Look for me under your boot soles, this fella says. You think the grass will never grow again, here where it grew so sweet? Not only clay will rise to meet the morning air. Who would eat grass now when our neighbors sweeping away? Oh god, that... her poetry's pretty bad. Her rhyming scheme, this is a A, B, C, B? Bleh. I shouldn't be so harsh. Our neighbors were the best of us, of course. This is gonna rhyme with horse, isn't it? No, okay. It's always so. Our better selves. Clear of ourselves. Where we can see their glory glow. They glow now underground, our friends, with love. I hate this. This is so bad. The greener pastures, we might say, but why? So let me try instead to share your woe. Here, where we lay our town and friends to rest, some other cherished fools will build their home. Then, we buried the horses.
I've heard of a land of joy dear forever shall stay. And having been saved by grace divine, I'm going that way. I'm going that way. I'm going that way. Yes, dear, the Savior I adore is with me each day. I'm clinging to Him and never to stray. Just singing praises all day long. I'm going that way. Well, glorious news I tell and sing as onward I go. For those who are still astray in sin, my Savior may know. I want them to sing that praise above some beautiful day. For glory to Him who died for me, I'm going that way. I know I shall meet Him at the gate when trials are past. I know I shall meet Him face to face in glory at last. Oh, I believe that when we meet, well done, He'll say, while trusting that soul redeeming love, I'm going that way. I'm going that way. I'm going that way. Yes, dear, the Savior I adore is with me each day. I'm clinging to Him and never to stray. Just singing praises all day long. I'm going that way.
Seriously, this is a beautiful game. I've been trying so hard not to laugh at these fucking horses, though. More locusts in here. Or bats. This is mildly ominous, right? Where are we going, robot people? You are the characters I am most invested in. Her, specifically. Look at this water! Y'all going over here? No, people seem to be splitting up. Huh. Is that it? Was that the end of the game? It was. Huh. So we never made the delivery. That was the entire point. And it's kind of fitting that we didn't. Why do some of these have lines through them and other ones don't? Because, like, I definitely finished these chapters. I don't know. Let's click on this and see where it... If you put me back at the beginning of the chapter, I know. Or the act. Excuse you? This is new. Limits and Demonstrations. Lua Chamberlain Retrospective, marking the first major public showcase of her work in over 20 years. This retrospective exhibition of her work by pioneering installation artist Lua Chamberlain comprises a diagonal slice through time, place, and form. The pieces on display here were individually debuted over a period of 35 years. Was I supposed to play Act 1 multiple times? Game, you did not convey that super well. That would make a lot of sense why I didn't know who the fuck Ezra was. Pieces on display here were individually debuted over a series of 35 years, designed in Chamberlain's various homes and studios between her beloved Mexico City and native Elizabethtown. They represented a range of scale and impact, from the intimate warmth of Vertex Texture Fetch to the infamous Visage, the latter of which requires a vertical clearance of over 30 feet. Yet these works share a confounding legacy. In each of their debut exhibitions, they were nearly impossible to install. Galleries and museums balked at their scale, power requirements, and highly skilled labor involved in maintaining these works for display. Some of their debuts collapsed under the weight of logistics, only to be successfully executed much later. So, just as they described the outer limits of Chamberlain's range as an installation artist, the geographical edges and vertices of her itinerant home life, and the beginning and end of her distinguished career, the works on display here also trace the extremes of our capabilities and the frontiers of our patience, as both viewers and exhibitors. Are we capable of viewing these works as they were meant to be viewed? Do we even want to be? Basement puzzle number 2. Artist Sunset and Horse, 1976, plaster and wire. Solemn, sad. Well, maybe it's a puzzle. No right answer. It's kind of sad. Oh, so this is our introduction to Emily, maybe? Son of a bitch. Overdubbed Nam June Pike installation in the style of Edward Packer. 1956, 73, and 80. Magnetic tape, handheld tape playback head, speaker system, voice of the artist, computer synthesized speech. Oh, I read about this one. It's interactive. What's it about? It's an installation by a different artist. Made an audio tape, and she took it and recorded over all the tape with her own sounds. You can listen to it by running this tape head around on it. Let's try it out. I think you start in the middle. It's Lua. We start in the middle. Donald and Joseph are in the hallway. I'm in an office. The walls are lined with filing cabinets, a few drawers hang open, doors ajar. A massive computer looms in the corner. There's some punch cards on the floor. Synthetic voice recording spliced awkwardly into the tape. Lists out options in monotone. To examine cards, rotate 30 degrees and advance 7 inches. To leave room, rotate 17 degrees and advance 4 inches. To activate computer, rotate... Yeah, is it? Bob move... Activate the computer. So loud, I love it. Now holding 2 punch cards, on one of them Joseph has scribbled a note. Caves. The other is blank. To insert Caves card... Yeah, we're doing the Caves card. Run a dirt trail. In the park, or... Well, it's not really a trail. It's a trail! It's more a tendency. There tend to be fewer plants here on the path we've been walking. Now we're walking at the edge of a massive hole. The dirt gives way to mossy rock as the ground sinks into darkness. Joseph and Donald are following a rope down into the cave. They have computer equipment tied to their backs. So do I. Enter the cave. That's the last trip, so everything's down here now. Final resting place. Don't be so morbid. Regret, a harsh word. Rotate. Late morning now. I'm sitting at my desk on my lunch break. This is the last recording I'll make on this tape, and then I'll drop it in the mail tomorrow, and who knows. Been recording on this tape for 15 years, I think. A lot of other things happened, so here's a story. First time I moved to Mexico, I stayed there for 3 years. I had no contact with Joseph or Donald in that whole time, but they each thought I'd done it to spite them. Maybe I had, in part, but I don't think they'd ever appreciated the community I had in Mexico, or... Anyway, when I came back, I didn't call them or visit the university. I ran into Donald completely by chance at a hardware store. He asked me why I hadn't called, and I told him it hadn't occurred to me, so I'm almost out of tape, and I guess I'll just let it run out while I eat. We should stop them. Feel it's done? I don't. Yeah, let's stop. Because I know what happens. This is very weird. Visage, 1984, unknown media. What is that made of? Ribbon? Bandages? Have you seen The Invisible Man? It's slice a visage to build a visage. A puzzle to its owner. What? It's a poem I read. I think it was written by a computer. I think it's lovely. Vertex Texture Fetch. Tree television and suspended cathode ray tube. 1968. Found materials. Nice plant. Pretty nice plant. Yeah, but... loud. Spinning coin. Suspended. Corrected for angular motion. 1976. Found materials. Oh, lonely image. The image on the screen or the whole thing? Yeah, the whole thing. The microfilm reader, that flickering coin. Yeah, it's kind of anxious, right? I feel like we startled it, and now there's this uncomfortable pause. Yeah, pretty dark. I am rushing through this a bit. Guess I'm ready to go. Yeah, I need to get to work anyway. Because I didn't know this was a thing. Well, that still did not explain at any point who the fuck Ezra was. That was an introduction to characters we would see in Chapter 5, and some preview to Act 3. But I had no indication that I was to go back and play this again. I guess I should have. I want to put my own number in here. No? Okay. Okay. Just for fun, I wanted to do it. Let's see. 270-301-5797. Oh, right. It's a phone, so you have to...
Hello. You have dialed into Here and There Along the Echo, a guide to the Echo River for drifters and pilgrims. This guide is a public service provided by the Bureau of Secret Tourism. For a menu of our resources, press 1.
Okay.
If you have an extension to dial, press 9. For more information about our organization, press 3. The Bureau of Secret Tourism is supported by a generous population of river creatures whom I fix up and grill as necessary. I am environmentally minded, and I believe all creatures are equally deserving of support in their transition to the next world. So I usually try to sing a little elegy like, small water creature, crab or frog. Now you know that sleep is all around us, like a muggy, tranquil fog. Something like that. It's easier to come up with these songs when I'm hungry in a sort of transcendental fasting state, but I've actually just had breakfast. A debt of gratitude is also owed to the Bureau of Reclaimed Spaces, who unselfishly and unknowingly donates this here telephone line for the purpose of this here informational resource. You can always find the latest secret tourism literature in any of our unmarked kiosks or any other old place it happens to lay. That's all I have to say about that. Hey, do me a favor. When you get a chance, call us back at extension 1928. You can press 0 now to go back to the main menu. Welcome home. For historical sites along the Echo River, well, if you're dialed into this here informational resource, then you're a certain kind of beachcombing, bat-calling...
Was it 1028?
Let's take a driftwood inventory. For a diver's guide to underwater islands, press 1. For forgotten places...
His voice is just mind-numbing. Cool, ready to go? Yeah, let's go. Oh, thank God, I didn't have to listen to that whole thing. It might have had some prescience, but it... Why is 4 dragged out like that? It may have had some sort of precedent in some way, but I still have no idea who the fuck Ezra is. And now all these are crossed out, so I feel pretty content in saying I think that I've seen everything, although I did just skip that entire phone chapter by hanging up the phone. So, great game. Beautiful piece of art. Not absurdist, but very close to absurdist. Very existential. Very confusing in a good way. Thought-provoking. Yeah, I'm glad I picked this up. I'm glad I played it. I kind of wish I had played it all in one sitting, but until now, I haven't really had the time. What's up with these that are filled in or not filled in? Wait. Have they always been filled in or not filled in? See, now I'm reading into it too goddamn much. I played through Act 2, right? No! God, the fucking menu's so confusing! I've obviously missed things. Okay. Act location. Just talking to Lula. Alright. Lula throws some... So we play as Lula for a little while. Wow, yeah, okay, so... If I would have one complaint, and at this point I do have that complaint, back to the circle. The circle makes no fucking sense. I thought clicking on Act 1 was limits and demonstrations, but no, I'm wrong. It's Act 1, and then limits and demonstrations, and then Act 2, and then the entertainment, and then Act 3, and then here and there along the Echo, and then Act 4, and then on Pueblo de Nada, and then Act 5, and then this thing that I can't do because I haven't done the other ones. Well, this is mildly confusing. I think I'm done with this now. I've had a lot of fun. It's very pretty. I think, yeah, obviously I've missed content here. But, frankly, it's so disjointed and out of place now that I think it's a lost cause. Yeah, super fucking interesting. So, man, maybe it was just me that this design did not convey clearly what I was supposed to do next, but I've hopped all over the place. It's interesting, it's interesting. I'll put in a cut here. I've been streaming for a couple of hours, and I'm ready for a break. But hopefully, I have no idea what I'll be streaming and recording tomorrow. We'll figure it out then. Until then, toodaloo, take care, see you then, bye-bye.